This is Life's a Pitch TV. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens, all about hearing. GDS Builders, Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, Venue 60, The Hudson Group, Sound 4 Pro Audio, Come Hither Design, and Suffolk Sound. Charities this year: Cancer Support Suffolk, Forget Me Not Golf, and Combat to Coffee. Welcome. Anybody think we rehearsed that? Welcome to the DPS Tech Arena. My name's Mark Murphy, and welcome to this week's edition of Life's Pitch TV. Whether you're watching on YouTube, listening on podcast, or on Suffolk Sound, you are most welcome. Let me introduce you to the team. Terry Butcher, Russell Osman, and in the Sound 4 Pro Audio production suite, it's Richard Garrett. We couldn't do it without him. Sarah Jane is our floor manager. And our capacity crowd, the Churchman stand, sponsored by John Keeble Cars. And an all stand sponsored by Ashford Wright. Excellent voice. And we need a special guest this week. Please welcome Adam Tanner. It's good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
Thanks for the invite.
Lovely it's great. It's great to see you. How are things?
Yeah, all good. All good, yeah. Very well. Thanks for the invite. Really pleased to be here.
Excellent. Enjoying the season so far?
Yes, really enjoyed it. Been to most of the home games. Well, all of them, actually. So, yeah, obviously a mixed bag at the start, but I think we're just finding our feet and our form now. So, looking positive for the rest of the season.
And you're doing some Town TV stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Really enjoying that. Proud to be invited back a few times. So, yeah, I'm due there on Tuesday. So, looking forward to that for the Charlton game.
Brilliant. Well, we've got lots to talk about tonight. Loads of things to talk about tonight. Can we start off with England, Butch? Qualified for the World Cup, everybody.
Well, they were never not going to qualify, were they? Let's be honest about it. Let's be honest about it. No, I was pleased with the win against Wales as well, because I love beating the Welsh and it's really nice. Keep them down is what I say. So, yeah, but they did it, just blitzed them. And it was great to see. I was there. I did predict a 3-0 scoreline, and it was 3-0 at half time and 3-0 after about 25 minutes. And I thought, no, they're going to be miles out. But then, as is the fashion nowadays, they sort of looked after themselves and didn't get injured then for the Latvian game and sort of saw the game out. I mean, I know Wales had a bit of pressure, but that's the typical of now. Whereas we would go out, wouldn't we, and we'd score 5 or 6 and really want to hammer at home and embarrass the opposition. So yeah, we've it's changed times, but still good performance against Latvia as well. I thought that it was a strong side he put out, and I thought they were head and shoulders above them. I mean, you would have to be head and shoulders above Latvia, but they did it very professionally, and that's without a lot of so-called stars as well. So there's a lot for Thomas Tuchel to think about, but he's got a lot of good players, especially going forward.
Did you not feel a bit sorry for Craig Bellamy after the first 20 minutes?
No. Did you?
No.
Did anybody?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Because we are still Pride of Anglia, aren't we, everybody? Yeah, very good. What did you make of it, Russ? Qualifying?
Yeah, like I say, when the group came out in the first place, you thought, well, that's fair enough. If we don't qualify through this, then we don't deserve to be in the next World Cup either. But they've done it without conceding a goal so far. Performances have been good. We've seen new players, new faces, new combinations, and there's a few boys there quite hungry to perform. So it's been pleasantly surprising.
Yeah, a couple of games to go as well, so
yeah,
all good.
Yeah, it's all pretty good, and I think Tuchel's got a bit of a response from the crowd, and there's a bit of give and take and a bit of Mickey taking going on there the other night, but all good-hearted and taken in the right manner.
But I think he's got to realise it's Wembley, and it's murder getting out of there after a game. And you're 3-0 up and coasting the game, and the result doesn't matter anyway, really. And you could see everybody heading for the exits. It's quite funny. And then obviously England, they're quiet because they weren't scoring goals in the second half. So yeah, he had a bit of a go.
He needs a bit of schooling then, does he, in the English crowd?
I think it's, you just got a little bit of a reminder. But it worked well. I mean, obviously with the fans having a bit of banter with him as well. Bobby Robson once called, what did he call the Ipswich crowd, zombies or something like that. You remember that? So and the crowd certainly responded. So yeah, if England had lost the game against Latvia, I don't think they'd be having a bit of fun with him. Do you? At the end of the...
I couldn't understand Henderson coming back into the fray. I just think that's a real off the wall one, that for me.
But
can't see it.
You had Elliot Anderson in there, who's played really, really well, and he's
tidy, isn't he?
He's keeping it tidy in the midfield, and then Henderson comes in and he's that sort of role as well. So Elliot Anderson went a little bit further forward, but it's not his it's not how he plays. He's more. I mean, you're a midfield player, or we're a midfield player, so you have a better say than us. But when someone else comes, it's upset the balance, and England sort of petered out in the end. But I thought Elliot Anderson was tremendous. I don't see any reason why you can't, why you put Henderson in instead of him or with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got to accept that Henderson's going to be in the squad. Tuchel's made it pretty clear that he's going to be part of his squad. But I agree with you. I think there's younger players that maybe in their 21s that could come in and have experience going to a major tournament. But Anderson's been outstanding. He's come in, really grasped that position and probably made that his own. But I do agree with you, sort of Henderson come on in that number 6 role and sort of disrupted it a little bit of the flow of the game. But going back to the original point, I think Elliot Anderson's been a real plus in the qualifying. As you said, easier group to get out of. We'd be expected to do that. But my biggest worry is if anything happens to Harry Kane, because he's just world class.
The goal machine.
And we've not got anyone near that level if anything does happen to him. It
was great to see the penalty go in. I mean, it was a penalty. It was, they're trying to exchange shirts actually when the corner came over, weren't they? But he just, the way he took it was so professional, and it was brilliant. But why does he pull his socks over his knees all the time, by the way?
I think you're nitpicking there, but
what is that about? I mean, that's just, he just pulls it over the top.
As long as he puts the ball in the back of the net.
He needs some suspenders or something like that. That's what he needs. That's what, you're all thinking that, aren't they? You're all thinking that.
Well, they are not socks. They're called stockings, aren't they? Football socks.
We've never called stockings in our time.
They are,
aren't
they?
Stockings?
Yes, they're stockings.
There's no feet in them, is there anymore?
You can hear the commentators say, and they've got a white shirt, blue shorts, and pink stockings on. See, even the tech guy Richard says yes.
Thanks, Richard.
Stockings.
They are. All your career, you were playing football in stockings, Butch.
Blooming socks.
I'm sure there's a website feature.
No. We never wore stockings in our day. I'll tell you. That wasn't during the game. That might have been somewhere else. But we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that.
I can't see you wearing them up over your knees, mate.
There's also this fashion about slitting the back of them, isn't there, around the calves? Destroying the socks.
What, the stockings or the socks?
The stockings.
Yeah, there is. And that's awful. I think that's embarrassing.
But these days the shorts come halfway down the thighs anyway. Near enough touching the knees, and the socks
further with
are
Jack
up
Clark,
as well.
yeah.
Jack Clark, they're down by his feet, aren't they? Yeah.
I mean, our shorts were a lot higher than that in those days,
Yeah.
Mini skirt height.
But why are they doing that? Is it to release their pressure on their calf muscles or something?
It's funnying about.
Okay. So someone's done it. Someone's obviously done it, and then they think, I'll catch on to that. I mean, George Hurst does it. You sort of think, well, if the stockings or socks are tight, if they're tight, then you wouldn't,
Don't start bringing tights into this as well.
But you would tell the kit manufacturer that make them bigger. They need to be bigger.
We did go out with a girl with stockings with holes cut in the back of them.
It was the late 70s, Russell. It was the punk era, so probably yes.
She had big calves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the year. That was the year that punk was about in the late 70s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. What do you think about all these fashions, Adam, today?
I don't know. I'm not sure I should start commenting on that. But I don't understand the holes in the back of the sock. I don't. I think Russ is right. It's just sort of someone's done it and then they've just sort of copied it. I can't see it's going to make that much difference.
What's the kit man say?
Well, you worked with Trevor Curtin, didn't you, as well? I mean, if he would have gone absolutely berserk. You know what I mean? Everything was worn 4 or 5 minimum times. So I don't get it. I can't see it's going to.
Thinking about it, back in the day, we were lucky to get a pair of socks that hadn't got a hole in them.
Yeah, true.
Somewhere down
That's it. Yeah.
So it was a mad scramble for the socks. You had to check them and make sure there wasn't a hole in them.
And the shorts.
What, were they all shoved in the middle or something then, and you went and helped yourself?
Yeah.
Really?
Just dumped in. Yeah, you help yourself.
Well,
So you
you
had to
didn't
get
have
it
lovely
quick.
hangers with it all and everything. No.
Hangers? What are hangers? You never had a peg. You got one peg. If you were lucky, that was it.
Just a peg.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh well.
Yeah, no, and the boots, different coloured boots, and they have the undershorts, and they have long-sleeved jerseys, obviously, and they wear gloves as well. So what is all that about?
Yeah. Not in your day then?
No. Well, not many wore gloves, did they really?
No.
Only the keepers.
Well, of course, yeah.
Well, some of them didn't.
No,
No,
we
not those
started.
days. No.
We used to have the Peter Bonetti, like cotton gloves. You know, and they, I don't know how they protected you or whatever, but they were quite the thing to have in those days. That's going back a long
But that was
time,
when
though.
that was, and that was when the goalkeepers actually caught the ball with or without the gloves. Nowadays they never catch it; they punch it or try to punch
What
it.
about the short sleeves and gloves? I've never understood that.
Yeah, I
one.
never understood that. No.
There you go.
Got to keep
I was-
your extremities warm.
Well, just gone on a tangent. I was looking at some pictures the other day of some people who'd gone for a swim in the sea at Felixstowe, right? This week, in the cold weather, in the North Sea, wearing gloves and a woolly hat. What? You do that? What is the point? What is the point? Keep your hand. What about the rest of you?
That's fine. And woolly hat.
Woolly hat. Okay.
If you go and sit in the cryogenic chamber,
Yeah.
where it drops to what is it, minus, I don't know, 20 or something like that, you have to have something on your feet and something on your hands, the top of your head,
Oh, right. Okay.
extremities.
Okay. Say no more.
Say no more.
Say no more. A third sock was the small voice coming out of the production suite.
You'd need
Thank
a
you,
stocking,
Richard.
would you, Rich?
Yeah, thank you very much.
We were holding it.
Well,
Anyway.
I think this programme's going great so far.
None
Let's
of
talk
that-
about football.
None of that's in my list. Can I just mention that our Christmas party / Christmas show is selling very well. I think some of you are coming. Yeah, not everybody yet, clearly, but some of you are. So it's our Live to Pitch TV Christmas special. Our special guest is Mogger. Tony Mowbray will be joining us. That is if he doesn't get another job and there's a midweek game, for which he apologises in advance. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he's not going to get another job before Christmas. So he will be our special guest. You can go to www.cancersportsuffolk.co.uk to book your tickets. And there are lots of tickets still available, but lots have gone already. So that will be a fantastic night. Looking forward to seeing Mogger. We saw him the other night, actually, didn't we? At the George Burley, John Walker evening at the ground. Good to see him. Yeah,
Very
looking
nice.
well.
Yeah.
Looking really well. And you mentioned it last week. Must give a big shout out and round of applause to the Witches, Premier Champions.
Let's be honest. Very good.
So shall we start talking about football now then?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, this is going to be an interesting one because it's time now for the GBS Builders Player of the Week. We suspect there's been a bit of colluding between you two in recent weeks because you're agreeing too much these days. Do we have a little WhatsApp group, do we, saying, Player of the Week, who are we going to go for this week?
No.
Okay.
No.
So, Russell, would you like to go first?
On what?
Any international players that you want to mention?
Any international players? Harry Kane.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Leads by example.
Okie dokie.
Good skipper.
Good.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Terry?
I've gone for Thomas Tuchel. He's not a player.
No.
But I've gone for Thomas Tuchel because I thought he was very strong in his decision not to include Bellingham in the squad, and I thought that took a lot of guts.
That's good.
And I thought that was well worthy, and he's growing on me.
You weren't a fan to begin with, were you?
Ever so slowly, he's growing on me. It's minuscule, but he's growing on me. So yeah, I mean, he doesn't look right. He looked like a penguin on the sidelines, doesn't he? I mean, his actual gear isn't right. It isn't good, is it? So it's obviously not Boss. It must be or whatever
Penguin.
it is. Yeah, he looked like a penguin. Did you see? He had the peak cap, and then he had the hood on top of that. He looked like Pingu.
That actually is a fashion brand, Penguin.
Well, it was as if it's a biscuit as well, but it's Pingu. Was it Pingu was the character?
Yeah.
He looked like him. Pingu.
Okay. Excellent.
So my vote goes to Pingu.
Pingu. Excellent. Adam?
I'm going Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Just world class, you know what I mean? He's head and shoulders above anything we've got, and I think in world football as a total centre forward. You might see I'm quite a big fan of his.
Yeah.
So Harry Kane.
But he did miss a few chances.
Yeah, but you can't argue with his record.
No, absolutely not. You got to miss some to score some. Yeah.
And I just think it's quite concerning for England as a nation. Beyond this World Cup, we're looking at 21s. All right, Delap's injured, but I don't see where his successor is. I don't see.
I mean, he's been phenomenal in the Bundesliga, hasn't he?
Yeah.
As well, not just for England.
He's just a goal machine, all sorts of goals. I think he can probably still play later into his 30s because he could play in the 10 role because of his football intelligence, a bit like Teddy, but just now we're so reliant on him.
Yeah, that could be a problem, couldn't it?
Yeah, I just hope he don't get injured because I think we.
He's doing the right things because he's eating the right food because he's got his own chef, hasn't he?
Oh, is he?
He's got his own chef. Oh, incredible.
Have you not got your own chef?
Well, I got my wife. I mean, does that count?
Yeah, she's a good cook, Rita. Yeah,
She's a very good cook. Yeah,
but it's not. He's not married to his chef, is he? But I mean, So it's he's doing that.
It's a different world, isn't it?
It's a different world. It's completely different. Yeah.
Scary.
Anyway,
I bet you didn't think we'd have this type of program tonight.
No, not at all. No. It's not in my notes anywhere, really.
What you got for dinner tonight, anyway?
I've had my dinner already. I've had it, yeah. Chicken pie. It was lovely.
I wonder what Harry had.
Chicken pie.
Do you know, I went to a pub today, right, for lunch. We took the girls from work out because it was Big Jay's birthday.
Any particular pub?
And we went to I'll name them, the Cock and Pie, right, which is a Green King pub. It's all been done up, hasn't it? So they've got a special lunchtime menu, okay? You could have halloumi sandwich, you could have whatever sandwich you wanted, and a drink, all for £9. Great. So we rocked up in there. We all chose what we wanted, went up to the counter, said, can we have this sandwich, that sandwich? Can we have this sandwich, that? No, we haven't got any bread. Can you imagine a pub? Come on, Green King. You imagine a pub? No bread.
What was the name of the pub?
Cock and Pie. And across the road, where is that? Tesco. So why the hell didn't they go over and buy a loaf of bread?
Surely
I was tempted to go and do it.
Surely it should be named the...
Don't keep calling me Shirley.
No. Mark, it should be called the Cock Up and Pie.
Oh!
It took me a while to get that out because you were running on.
We're on a roll. Let's talk about Ipswich Town.
What are they doing?
The pub's on a roll. Oh my God. The puns, the puns are coming left, right and centre. But we're not sourdough about that. Anyway, Middlesbrough, I'm here all week. Middlesbrough flying high at the moment, and we face them this week.
Yeah, another big and tough game. The league's brutal, isn't it, this championship? I know we had 1 year back in it, and we went up, but I think everyone needs to understand this is one of the toughest leagues in the world. Middlesbrough, good start, second in the league. New manager, I wasn't sure that it was a good appointment. Wasn't 100% convinced with him, how he did it, what happened to him at Luton. But yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. They've got some good experienced championship players. Obviously, the lad in midfield we was after. No secrets about that. I think, obviously we want to go there and get a win, but I see if we can come there and not getting beat. I think that's a positive result. But we go there full of confidence after the Norwich game. Yeah, and as I say, I think we could win by the odd goal, maybe a 2-1. But no bones about it. It's a tough game.
I know some of the crowd here are travelling up. It's going to be a long old trip on a Friday night. What do you think of Middlesbrough and how they're playing, Russ?
They're doing very well, and I think it'll be a good test for us. The derby game against Norwich the derby game's always a one-off. So take that aside. If we can get a result at Middlesbrough, that will really mean that we're moving forward. And I think we're good enough to do it at the moment, the way we played in the last outing. But they have got some good players themselves. Like Luke Ayling's come in and done a great job for them, hasn't he? Experienced player. Used to be he was at Leeds and Bristol City before that. So they've got a good blend of experience and some good talented players there. And it's going to be a tough game up there. It's always tough going up to Middlesbrough. We found it tough, didn't we, up there? We didn't come away very often with a win. So if they can come back with a point at least from there, that will be a real feather in the cap.
What do you think, Butch?
Yeah, Town are going well. The 5-match unbeaten run so far. They've sort of got into stride. My only concern is we're very good at home and getting better at home. Away from home, we've been up against it in terms of the physicality of the opposition. They get stuck into us more, as you would expect, because they're expected to play and be expansive in front of their home crowd. So if we can get that right and rectify that, as Russell says, then we're cooking. They're not as good as Coventry at the moment. They're top of the table. They haven't lost this season. They're buzzing. But the only thing is, I would say, you look at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough lost the first game this season, the league game, at Portsmouth, and we should have smashed Portsmouth quite a few goals. So you sort of say, well, if Portsmouth can beat them, then we've got a chance of beating them. And I think they've got to set the stall out to be to expect the physicality, expect them coming at us, expect them to be with all the tricks and all that sort of thing. But we've got to take it in our stride because we're in good form, and Philogene is really, really in good form. So, let's hopefully he can smash a few in either foot.
Yeah, it's going to be harder and harder for him as the season goes on, isn't it? Because people will start defending properly against him, and they'll just say, "Listen, you're going down towards the corner flag, pal. We'll let you have as much room as you want down the flank, but you are not coming inside." And then we'll have to see what he's got up his sleeve.
Oh, he has been phenomenal, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has been very good.
What do you make of him, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, you can't sort of argue with how he's been over the last few games. I mean, probably a slow start, but, I think he's got quite a languid style, hasn't he? So sort of, probably a majority of supporters are probably looking for a little bit more intensity from him. But the boy's got some ability. He's so relaxed on the ball and so comfortable. Looks like he's floating when he's running with the ball. I think Russell's right. I think he's going to be targeted now. But, he's got so much natural ability. And I think, if that is the case, then they're doubling up on him. Then that's only good for us because we've got other quality players that can then maybe expose that space. He's really been a real big, massive plus.
We saw Anthony Gordon do the same type of thing during the week against Latvia, step inside and curl it in there, And I must say, he was interviewed after the game. Very eloquent. Great interview he gave afterwards. Very good.
And Davis and Philogene together linking up really well, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and it's about partnerships all over the pitch, and they've sort of had that consistency being picked the majority of the games. Notice Leaf's role, sometimes he sort of steps into the midfield, comes inside a bit more. But I think he's been probably consistently our best player this season, Leaf, for me anyway. I think
he's certainly found his mojo again now, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Philogene obviously gets all the headlines because of his spectacular goals, and rightly so. But for me, Leaf consistently, I think he's been outstanding. So it's really good to see him back to his best.
And it was interesting against that mob up the road, Norwich. That Smodic played him behind Hurst. It was obviously Akpom's had that role before, but he's injured now. He had to pull out of the Republic of Ireland squad, and Gelly's injured as well, I think. So we'll have to see. But I looked at the team the last time out, and I thought, well, that on paper that looks probably the strongest side. But hopefully it won't get sort of disbanded and changed because of injury. But he has good alternatives as well. But the team is progressing, as you say, really nicely. It's starting to click.
And Kipray's got to keep his place, hasn't he?
Kipray, yeah. Well, we've been banging on here, haven't we, all the time about him? But he's a beast, and he's deadly from a yard, isn't he? He really is.
Yeah, I mean, he is a monster, isn't he? So he's a different sort of defender. I mean, sometimes he does look a bit casual, but he's so big and strong, and he was ideal for the Norwich game. So I can't honestly see too many changes unless enforced with injury. Yeah. But the bench, I think that's where we're really strong this year. You look at the bench now, and there's the impact of the subs against Norwich. But the impact of the subs all season. You just look across, and it's not about the numerical value of what we paid for them, but it's just their quality. You've got Jack Clark coming on. He's looked better coming off the bench, looked more like the player we probably expect him to be. And then you've got, some of the others.
Jack Taylor signed a new contract, didn't he?
Yeah. So see that? He signed up for 2 years. Yeah, but then you got, like you say about Smodic, you've got Akpom. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. No. So again, that might be an opportunity.
But he's going. We're going back to Middlesbrough. That was his old club. So
it might be a
desperate
chance
to play. Yeah.
And of course, Nunes coming off the bench, which we saw what he could do last week against Norwich. Thank you. So you're right. That bench is, it can change a game. That bench, can't it?
Yeah, I think it's pivotal to any team that wants to be challenging at the top end of any league. It's not just about the 11 who start. And I honestly think, you could change probably all of the subs from the Norwich game into the starting 11, and it, maybe weakened ever so slightly, but they're all top operators at
But
this
that's
level.
what we saw in the promotion seasons, wasn't it? We saw the impact of the bench.
Yeah, not weakening the side.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. That's
Definitely.
exciting.
Yep, squad's vital for any, like I said, any club that wants to get promoted. And I really think our squad now it's taken a while to get shaped to what he wanted, but I'd imagine he's reasonably happy or very happy at the moment. And make no mistake, I think if they're not happy, they'll do something about it in January. And we've seen they've been quite brutal in their getting people in, getting people out. Their main focus is getting promotion, and they'll do that at all costs.
That's why when this week there's been talk of Kieran McKenna in talks with Rangers, and I sort of wondered, and when I looked at that straight away, I said, "That's no chance of that happening at all."
But he's ruled that out. Says there's been no contact or anything.
He hadn't spoken, but it kept on, going on and on and on. And I got questioned by the press, and I just said, "There's no chance," because he doesn't or didn't support Rangers when he was in Northern Ireland. He supported the other mob, so green and white mob. So he was never going to actually sign unless he went to Rangers and got them relegated. But he only think he was going to do that.
And he'd be a hero.
For the
others, yeah. But strong, the bench is very, very strong, and the commitment for promotion is there for all to see, isn't it? Really, it really is. So you wouldn't change too much. What about up front? Because Hurst, would you start with him? Would you try?
I'd keep him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd just ask him to get hold of the ball a bit more, and
Yeah.
just link us up a little bit
Not
better than he has been
quite
doing.
kind of been there, has he?
No, I think he's getting a bit desperate to get a goal.
It's because he keep cutting his stockings or socks.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
I'm going to call him Holy Socks from now on. George Holy Socks.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's a good.
I think the thing is, we've not really got an alternative, have we? Like, Kieran likes to play with that one main
Azon?
striker. Pardon?
Azon
Yeah. I mean, City.
hit the post
Bristol,
a couple of times. Didn't
Yeah, Bristol City had his chance, didn't he? I know. I mean, it's very early days for him yet. Coming over from a foreign country, but I don't know if he's got that physicality that I think Hurst provides. We bought Kiefer Moore in, didn't we, when he was injured? But yeah, I think we need to persevere with him. He looks a confidence player.
Yeah.
You can see when he does do a couple of loose touches and the crowd are a little bit on his back. You can see he sort of goes a bit. But I think if he gets a couple of goals, and Kieran believes in him. He signed a new long-term deal, hasn't he? So I think Kieran, they've got no choice at the moment, will give him the chance to prove himself. I think he'll get his fair share this season.
I think Azon is called the Shark or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So yeah, but it must be a little baby shark because he's not really the big one that we really want, is he?
Baby shark, shark.
Baby, yeah. Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, where are we going?
I just wonder if somebody sort of pumped some kind of chemical into this room tonight with some of the.
Yeah.
I think we've got a bit more air to breathe. It's probably just
it's not quite
it's
so full
too
tonight.
good for us
So
now.
we're enriched in oxygen with what's going
I
on.
think he just needs a bit of confidence, George, doesn't he? And all strikers thrive off goals. So, a little bit of confidence, but I just would like to see him just stand there and hold the ball up.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to fight every centre half for every challenge. Sometimes you just get hold of the ball, and if they foul you, just take the free kick, bang. And I've taken on the half turn all the time. You don't have to try and make chances for yourself. Just be a link man now and again. And save one or two things up your sleeve for when you need them.
And we've got the players there like Smodics who would thrive on that kind of.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at, say about Harry Kane, if he was to really look at Harry Kane, what he does, he's got more pace than Harry Kane. He can run the channels and do all that running, which he does. But when you see what Harry Kane produces and his touch and how he holds on to things and how he can also be a passer, a long passer. I mean, he can see things, George Hurst. But he's got to, if he can have anything that Harry Kane has got, then the goals will flow after that because he'll be in the position to finish off with all the other guys do. So yeah, but I would say, you put him in, no problem.
It's all looking much more rosy now when you look at the league, isn't it, than it was a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, I mean, early days, everybody's desperate to get your first point in the championship, and we got off pretty comfortably at the start of the season, even though we weren't sort of dominating the games and winning them like we could have done, but we were getting points. There's a lot of teams that were 3-4 games without getting a point. And it's a long old season, this championship season. A lot more games to play.
Okay.
I think going into all the breaks as well is
it doesn't help.
Another one in
I
November.
think, I don't know if we all expected it to be the same as the last time we were in the championship 2 years ago, which is never going to be because we're in a different side, a different way of playing. So, this is unique. It's got a sort of mind of its own this season. And we've got to adapt to that, which I think they're doing, and they will do. The more they play together, the more games they have, because they're coming up thick and fast now before the next international break. So we've got 3 out of 5 games at home. So that's if we can get good points in that, then we will be right up there again. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Okay, prediction for Friday night?
5-0. No. Oh, hang on, I've got that man v fat. No, I think we'll win 2-1.
Okay, Russ.
2-2.
Ooh, Adam.
Yeah, 2-1.
2-1.
2-1. Yeah.
3-1. 3-1, of course. 3-1 for the lovely Kevin Beattie. Well, we'll see. It's be really interesting to see. It'll be a real barometer check for us, won't it, to see where we are and how well we're doing. Ipswich Town women lost 4-0 at the weekend. Okay, tough league they're in. Big step up, so wish them all the best. Now it's getting very competitive in Ask the Legends. Last week, Russell managed to pull level. It is time for, surprisingly then, Ask the Legends.
Surprisingly pulled level.
So, Tony's here with this week's question, and it's Russell 8, Butch 8. So, very, very close. Very close. And, Butch, I believe you go first this week.
Yes, I do. And I'm going to go away.
Oh, yeah. So, we had a little chat before, didn't we? I'm on trend tonight with the questions on both of them.
Don't tell them that, Pike.
Don't you want any clues?
Don't tell them your
So,
name,
the away
Pike.
question tonight is about Speedway. And earlier you said it isn't a question on Speedway tonight, is it? It is. So we're all very happy. We're all very happy that the Witches won last week and won the Premiership title. Who did they beat in the final?
Okay, so the Witches won the Premiership last week. Who did they beat in the final?
Leicester.
Correct.
Well done.
What sort of question was that?
I knew. I thought I just had a premonition. I had something funny in my water, and I said, "I'm sure he's going to ask because you're quite up to date with the things, aren't you? Like that are happening. Yeah, topical.
Thanks, Terry.
Well done.
Yeah.
And we've not connived together and all that sort of thing.
He thinks you protest a little too much.
Yeah.
Russell,
Yeah, well, yeah.
home for you then.
Yeah, home for me
So
then.
topical again, as the question tonight is about an Ipswich legend, Tony Mowbray, who is at your
Yep, he'll be at the Christmas do.
Christmas do, and Tony is an Ipswich Town legend. The question tonight, and of course you get a choice of answers, is how many times did he play for the town? Or was it 108 times, 128, or 138? Russell.
So how many times did Tony Mowbray play for the town? Adam, you can help or hinder Russ if you want, as you're sitting next.
He can't help. He can interfere and hinder.
Well, his help may be interference. We don't know yet.
But he can't help. That's what the stipulation is.
That's the one I'd go for, but I'm I'm not really a help, Russ. Sorry, mate.
That's a help and a hinder, that, isn't it?
You choose, mate.
I will go.
Which one do you reckon, Adam?
I'm going 108.
108. Okay, what are you going to go for then, Russell?
128.
Correct.
Oh!
Well, you did try and hinder him, so that's very good. I appreciate that.
Well
I appreciate
played.
that.
It's Russell Osman 9, Terry Butcher 10.
Hey!
Brilliant.
Leicester.
Right, Adam, are you any good at golf?
I play golf. I don't know
Yep.
if I'm any good at it.
Okay. What's your putting like?
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, what do you think of our putting surface down
Yeah,
here?
really good. Yeah, I really like the ridges just before the holes. Yeah.
Put in specially. It's time for Life's a Pitch and Putt, sponsored by Seckford Golf Club. So we've got 6 balls being lined up. Tony's lining them up, and Adam's going to have 6 goes at trying to beat Wayne Brown, who's our top scorer on 120. We've got Vino, David Sheepshanks, Walkie and Russ on 75. Tommy Smith, left-handed with the right-handed club on 50. Miltz on 20. Me, Dozza, Butch, Captain Canario and Fabio Wardley all on 0. So where would you like to be on the leaderboard, Adam? Top. Okay. You have 120 to beat. You have 6 shots. Feel free to give him some encouragement, everybody.
Oh, and hit the post.
Shot number 2.
Oh,
He's going for the big scores.
He's hit the
Going
other
for the big
post.
scores. Blaming the course. Here we go.
Rolling towards the hole. Oh, and that was miles away.
3
that
down, 3 to go.
one. Do you want my glasses at all? There was another one. 4th one.
Here we go. This is the
It's
one.
not going to reach. Nearly
No, it's not in.
So
not
the score is 0.
Still nothing. Very close on that
5th one.
Getting tight at the bottom, innit?
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh!
I sensed a bit of anger in that one. Was there a bit of anger?
You'll
Yeah,
join
let's
an elite bunch, Adam, if you don't get one in.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh!
Get in there.
75.
75.
Wow.
Joint second spot. Well done. Congratulations,
Well
Adam.
done,
Well done, Adam.
So Mark Venus, David Sheepshanks, John Walk, Russell Osman, Adam Tanner, all on 75 points. You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
After tidying
Tough-
that
tough
board up
course.
a bit, won't we?
I'm not.
No, I didn't. No, nor am I.
Well, I thought he would join us at the bottom as the last shot, last chance. But wow, he pulled it out of the bag.
I was just wondering whether anybody got an iron that we can use for our artificial grass to iron out a little
Same
bit.
for everybody, Mark. Same for
Yeah, that's a good
everybody.
point, Russ. Yeah, good point.
You
Very
want
good
a
point.
You want a steamroller for that lot, I tell you. It's
You
like
need
Beach's
something.
Brook.
Beatties Brook.
So how often do you
Beatties
play,
Brook.
Adam, golf?
I try and get out as much as I can, but like at the moment, probably once every fortnight.
Yeah.
But yeah, with work commitments and that. But yeah, I really enjoy it. Fair weather golfer though.
Yeah. Is it something you did when you were playing as a pastime?
Yeah. We used to have quite a few golf days when I was at the club. Had some really good golfers. Paul Goddard, I think he still plays now, doesn't he?
Yeah, Sarge does,
Yeah,
yeah.
Sarge was really good. Yeah, we had some really good days out, shall we say, on the golf
There's a
days.
cheeky little grin on your face there. You know, we've been asking a few of the your era about Brannigan's and places like that. You know, where you went out and.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't think Brannigan's. I've heard that mentioned. No, I can't remember the.
Must have been a good night then.
Yeah, we used to go out in town. You know, like it was like these guys. You know what I mean? It was a different era. You know, we could sort of train on a Tuesday. Knew you had the Wednesday off, so a group of us inevitably used to go out. Thursday training was a little bit questionable, shall we say? But like I say, we wouldn't happen nowadays. You know what I mean? With all the testing and the respect.
So very controlled now, isn't it?
Yeah, which is great. You know what I mean? It's just, but in our era, yeah, we did have sort of a few nights out.
Yeah.
But, it was all,
So who would be first on your list for a good night out?
well, my probably Jason Cundy.
Okay.
Yeah, he was only here for a little while, but we roomed together. Still good mates with him. He's good fun, Jason. I mean, the obvious one from my era is probably Danny Sonner, who was I suppose everyone's.
He keeps cropping up at this point in the show.
He was a unique character, old Danny, but yeah, he was a bit.
He was a clever boy, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, Einstein. Yeah,
We must try and track him down and get him on the show.
Yeah, not the sharpest. I remember like we used to. He used to. When you do like, it's like changing in the dressing room and all that. He used to. I was thinking, of course, he's had that pair of boxer shorts on for like 4 days in a row. So I started nicking them when he was at training and putting them above like the artificial tiles in the roof. And like after 5 days, he's coming in like with no pants on because he's run out. And he's like, we was all in on it, and it's like, so he owned like about 4 pairs of pants and boxers. You know what I mean? He was, a story I went round his flat once, and the whole place was in darkness, apart from like the light in the hall, little lamp. And he said, all my lights are broken. I said, well, that's temporary. You can take that bulb out of there and put it in the lamp in the lounge or the bedroom. And he was like, can you do that, can you? He said, is that allowed? Like, so no, he weren't the sharpest.
Not the brightest bulb in there.
Yeah.
Good times, though.
Bless him.
Yeah.
You enjoyed your time, didn't you?
I mean, it was, as I say, brilliant times. You'd never sort of replicate that camaraderie or that banter going into the dressing room each day with all the lads. You know what I mean? It was brutal as well. I mean, as a young, I was an apprentice at the club. Going into that first team dressing room to pick the kit up or anything, you were targeted. We had some real brutal, likes of Ian Marshall, Steve Sedgley. They were on you. You know what I mean? But I think it's good. I'd call it character building. Do you know what I mean? It's like sink or swim. When you're going out in front of big crowds and if you make a bad pass and you're getting that little bit of, a lot of stick, it's sink or swim. So I believe it was good character building for us, even though probably some of the things that went on would be frowned upon today.
Yeah, different
and I'm
world.
not going to talk about them.
No, you're fine. Save that for the book.
But it was you'd like to go into the first team dressing room when you're a young kid was scary, was frightening. Yeah. You didn't know what to say, what to do. You got absolutely smashed in there. I mean,
knock on the door first.
Knock on the door. Yeah. Sometimes physically smashed, but also verbally as well. And but that was where you wanted to be, and you wanted to be that guy in there rather than have to go in and knock on the door. So you knew that was a real target for you, and you wanted to do that as soon as possible. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It was a sort of an aim. You sort of moved. I mean, it's all different now. We used to get changed at the club, and the young lads were in the away dressing room. But you wanted to get into the home dressing room. The only time you went in there was to pick all the kit up off the floor or to lay it out. And as Butch said, it was like you're walking in there or you go in, knock. It was brutal, really was. And I sort of, I feel maybe that element has come away. I've heard that it's not as, the apprentices or whatever you want to call them now, the scholars, don't do as many jobs as we used to, but I really think it was good grounding, gives you an insight, and makes you, what I felt it did, it makes you want to get out of that, right, if I can progress and get into the first team, I won't be picking up holy socks and stockings and slips and doing all the crappy jobs, if you want, for want of a better word. So it was a goal to get out, and then beyond, you could be dishing out the stick.
So when you made your debut and when you played against Liverpool, it was only your second sort of league appearance. So were you in that dressing room, or were you still in the other dressing room?
No, I was, because I was I turned pro about 18 months previous to that. So I was in the dressing room. Then so I'm trying to think the experienced pros we had. Walkie was still playing.
He's always been playing, hasn't
he? He was about 45, I think. And then Frank Yallop, Geraint Williams, people like that. But I'd say the two, as I say, I mentioned them earlier, Ian Marshall and Steve Sedgley, they were the two that probably were the harshest, and they were.
I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Who did you look up to? Who was the player there that you thought, wow, I'm going to be playing alongside this person?
Well, I grew up a Town fan, so I used to watch these guys training.
Well, funny you should mention that, because we do have some photographs to show of you as a young lad with these two. I'm not sure which one we're going to put up first, but let's have a little look and see. Oh, it's you and Russell, look. Just describe that to us, Adam.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've spoke to Russell before. That was on the practice pitch, and it was half term. Used to come up. I mean, there used to be probably 30, 40 young kids, you know, just watching training and then getting autographs, having pictures taken after. It was brilliant for me, you know what I mean? I grew, as I say, I come from a Tottenham family, of dad and my brother, but for some reason, I just wanted to support Ipswich, and I did. So the 78 Cup final and then the 81. But yeah, it was amazing coming up and sort of having pictures taken and autographs with these legends was brilliant.
Yeah, can you remember that, Russ?
No.
And there's Terry Butcher and you, look.
Yeah. Do you want to recreate that, Butcher? Yeah.
You must be joking. You'll break my arms. I actually did that with a mascot once before, and I lifted him up, sort of thing, and I thought, well, I'll lift him higher, sort of thing, and I lifted him up and put his head through the roof. We had those tile things as well. I put his head through it.
Danny's pants didn't fall down.
No, flipping heck, no. It's the last time I ever did that. And it killed him.
His pants still up there.
Yeah. And that was on the old. That's where the fan zone is now. If for those who don't remember, that was the practice pitch,
say like half term or any day you could just. It was the only pitch you had, wasn't it, to train on? It was like a mud bath.
Everything happened on there, didn't it?
But all the lads used to come off and always stand there and sign autographs. Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I was Ipswich fanatic. So, and then to come into the building and then.
How did that happen? Who spotted you?
Tony Dable. I was at Arsenal as a schoolboy with Matt Holland, funnily enough. Me and Matt have known each other since we were 11, and then he went off to West Ham, and I came into the building with Tony Dable, and then Peter Trevivian was my youth team coach. Brian Clew was around. John Lyle was the manager. It was his first season. And he was brilliant, even with us young lads, you know. I mean, I know the likes of Milts and all that talk about how brilliant he was. And he was just a real good, hard as nails, real hard, you know what I mean? He could also, with his, you know, destroy you in a sentence, and, you know, he was brutal as well. But
Mick McGivern was his number 2.
Yeah, Mick, he was a tough lad as well, you know what I mean? He didn't pull any punches. And then they left, and then George took over. And it was George's, I think it was his second game, he gave him a debut against Leicester at home and in the Premier League. And we won 4-2, and then I scored in that. And then the next game was Wrexham away. We was in the Premier League, and I think they were League 2. And we equalised in the last minute, and then I gave a penalty away in injury time, and we lost 2-1. And Vaughan said to me, well, at least you'll be on Match of the Day tonight. Tony Vaughan said that to me on the bus.
Charming,
I was like, oh, cheers. And then the Liverpool game was after that,
Yeah, I've seen that. I've watched that today. Seen the goal, and it's
deflection.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that. Yeah, it was a slight deflection, not much.
Go on, take us through that, because everybody remembers that Liverpool goal. So
yeah,
take us through
it was, you know, they were flying. They were going for the Premier League at the time. They were sort of, and we were virtually down. You know, even in January we were so far adrift, but. We got battered the whole game, absolutely annihilated. I mean, they had like Rush was playing and Fowler, McManaman, and I think it was Sedge. Sedge put the ball into me. I took a touch, and I only stand on my left foot, but it sort of bobbled a bit, and I hit it, and it just skipped off Phil Babb, I think, and then that deflection just took. David James couldn't do anything about it.
I think you do yourself down, because it was a great touch with your right foot. And then you then hit it, and it's just gone. It's like a bang bang, very quick like that. But it didn't actually deviate a lot. But no, you hit it, you caught it really well.
Yeah, it was one of them. As soon as you hit it, but like I say, it did skip off the toe as he tried to block it. And I didn't realise the magnitude of the goal until he was walking off, and Walkie, like I say, I don't know how old he was. Honestly, he must have been late 30. But he could hardly. I say walk off. He was struggling to walk. But what I do remember, he got an unbelievable ovation from the cop. It was like really spine tingling, really. And he said, as we were walking off, he said, "We've never won here." And I was thinking, we didn't really register that was the first time Ipswich had ever won. These guys, you know, all the great teams that had gone before, and then we've gone there, expecting to be battered. And then, a brilliant memory. Something no one can take away from me.
Was there interest in you after that goal? There wasn't there? I seem to remember that there was a lot of talk about you perhaps going somewhere else.
Yeah,
because
there
of
was rumours, but, you know, I mean, to be fair, I think I played 10 games in that remainder of that season. So it was a bit in and out. but we were down. We were struggling in a struggling team, but again, just brilliant memories. I'll be forever grateful to George Burley for giving
You
me
are
that.
a Premier League player.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, Mark.
Well, you are.
No,
You've done it.
You are.
Premier League goal scorer. I'll take that one.
Okay.
But you've also scored one of the goals that town fans will remember forever. That win at Liverpool, because we never won at Liverpool, did we?
No.
When we drew, the only time I won there was in the testimonial for Phil Thompson. I mean, that doesn't mean a thing, but it was, it's a big thing to go there.
Yeah.
We won at Man United, Arsenal's, and all that sort of thing, but never at Liverpool.
No, and that's what I think I couldn't quite grasp at the time with Walkie being an Ipswich fan and knowing the level and the capabilities of the teams over the years, that it didn't really register that they had never won there. And I think they went back in 2000 and Marcus Stewart scored. They won again, didn't they? But really proud being the first goal scorer to win there. Yeah.
Well, I think that deserves a round of applause. Don't you? Do you wish you were playing now?
Yeah, I do miss it. I mean, I've got no regrets about anything, So, my career happened, and as I say, I played for the team I supported. I'll come back a lot now. So no, I wouldn't change anything. But yeah, I think the boys would say, you never, as I said earlier, the going into training every day, the banter, the camaraderie, you can't replicate that in any any other job. So yeah, I do wish I was playing now. I just love coming back now and now as a fan.
We've got a picture of you up on the screen.
Yeah.
Now
About
in your Feiston's kit.
about 6 stone ago, I reckon.
In your playing days.
Yeah.
What's it like when you're on the programme cover? Nice feeling.
Yeah, it's nice.
There you are again. Look,
Yeah.
cheeky boy. Look.
There's no holes in those stockings there.
No, they're not. The socks ain't over the knees either. No. Yeah, it's good. I mean, you don't know. You turn up at the ground. We used to come in and have our pre-match, and then you'd get the programme, and then suddenly you see if you're on it or there's a feature on you, and But yeah, no, brilliant. As I say, really, really, really good memories. Really proud to have played for the team I supported, and
There's not many people can say that.
No, so yeah, it's good. And as I say, I think the club is special. The way they treat the ex-players. We get invited back to stuff. We get some little perks with tickets, or I just think it's brilliant the way it's involved, and I'm proud to be an Ipswich fan.
Well, it's great to have you on the show. So, time for On This Day in History, Russ.
Right. Okie dokie dokie. On this day in history, the 15th of October in the year 1898.
I remember that very well.
Good.
Yeah, Walkie does.
Walk.
yeah.
Johnny Walk scored a penalty. No. Claude Woods, not Charlie or Clive. Claude Woods scored a penalty in Town's 3-1 defeat at Kirkley. However, he also missed one, and it was the first spot kick that Ipswich Town had ever missed.
Wow.
And not a lot of people knew that.
Poor old Claude.
Right, moving forward to 1977 on Saturday the 15th of October. That's when they used to kick off at 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Top of the table, Birmingham City, under caretaker manager Sir Alf Ramsey, were dispatched 5-2 at Portman Road in a game which saw referee Alan Turvey leave the pitch after a collision with little ugly Eric Gates.
Did you just ad-lib in there? Or?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
That's what it says. It's absolutely, no, it's not. No.
Leaves the pitch after a collision with little Eric Gates.
All right.
I prefer the ugly bit in there. Stick that in. Go with
After
that.
a collision with ugly Eric Gates. And that's all that
How
happened
weird
on the
was that
15th
though?
of October.
Playing against Sir Alf's team. How I can't quite imagine that really. So there is Alf in the dugout and Bobby in the other
playing
dugout.
against us, yeah. Strange one.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what it
okay,
says
just me
here.
then.
He was only in the caretaker role, though.
Yeah.
Must have had a suit on. 'cause
He probably
normally
did
had
it from
a
the
suit on,
stand anyway, didn't he?
More than
He'd
likely.
done it in the stand from
Yeah.
those days.
Yeah.
But nothing
Right.
else happened. The day before, Tuesday the 14th of October 2003, Ipswich made it 6 wins in 7 games with a 6-1 annihilation of Burnley at Pullman Road. Joe Royal's men were up 5-0 at half-time and moved to the edge of the playoff race thanks to a fine display.
Yeah, we were so close that year. We should have spent some money, but we didn't have any. So, not to worry. Right,
that's it.
Time for this week's Man v Fat results. And Terry, you'll be interested this week. Not that you aren't anyway, but especially this week. A very pleasant evening on Friday saw our 8 teams enjoy another hour of football. Top individual loser this week was David Johnson. Which is a name that we're familiar with Town fans, as over the decades we had 2 great players sharing that name. And I've told the story, haven't I, when I got the wrong one on the radio? Have I told that?
Yeah.
So it was when we were in the flirting with the playoffs, and I said to the producer, can you get David Johnson on to talk about what it's like to be in the playoffs at Wembley? So live on air, I said, and now we're going to talk to David Johnson to find out what it's like to be in the playoffs at Wembley. Good morning, David. And this Scouser said, I think you got the wrong David Johnson. And we had. Anyway. My screen's just gone off. Come on, come back. Right, a big shout out to Town fan Mark Branch, who started with us a couple of weeks ago, has made a great start both on the pitch and on the scales with a 1.6 kilogram loss this week. A derby in our Manchester League, because the Man v Fat teams are all over the country. A derby in our Manchester League this week sees Man Titty play Manchester United. Manchester United.
That's a big clash.
It is. And the results for this week are RB Liposuction 3, Blubber Blues 3, Leighton Oreos 5, Ozempiakos 8, Portakal Fatsuma 7, Ips Chips Town 9.
Yeah, get in there, Chips.
What Food FC 2, the Pink Panthers 2. Best wishes to Town on Friday. That's from Man v Fat Mark. Good stuff. Right. Well, Adam, it's been great to have you on the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please come back and join us again, won't you, at some point?
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed it. Thanks for inviting me.
It's great to have you on. Adam Tanner, everybody. And that's it for this week. Don't forget to buy your tickets for our Christmas special. That's at Venue 16 in the Big Willow Suite. You can go to cancersupportsuffolk.co.uk, click on events, and you can book that way. Or if you go onto our Facebook page, look at the logo, the thingy for it, whatever it is, that thing. What's it called?
Thumbnail.
The thingy, the cover page, whatever. There's a QR code on there. You'll find that. You click on that. And buy your tickets. We'll see you. Tony Mowbray will be our special guest. That's on the 16th of December. Russ, thank you very much. Terry, thank you very much. Capacity Crowd, thank you very much. And you for watching and listening. We'll see you next week. Blue Army!
Blue Army!
Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army! Blue Army!
This has been a Life's a Pitch TV production. Main sponsor, DPS Tech. Also supported by Lakens, all about hearing. Seckford Golf Club, Ashford Wright, John Keeble Cars, GDS Builders, Venue 16, The Hudson Group, Come Hither Design, Sound 4 Pro Audio, and Suffolk Sound. Our charities this year: Cancer Support Suffolk, Forget Me Not Golf, and Combat to Coffee.